No, actually we don't have a library. But if we can get this kind of books like the ones I am seeing in this place, I think we can improve our standards of performance.
Yeah, if we had computers like these ones in our school, they help a lot to acquire information. Maybe maybe my fellow students can use them to learn maybe things that they don't know through the computers.
Like a biology teacher, there are things that I can be able to explain, like anatomy or physiology, and I cannot be able to express it as much as the smart board. So the smart board will give me that easy time of explaining factual things. I can be able to explain to them the breathing system, how it works, without actually going to kill an animal or maybe slaughter or dissecting a rabbit or such kind of a thing. And it will be cheaper for a school like mine, being a leader. My ideas alone cannot be able to help me manage the school. But with the biographies that we have of great leaders in the world, I'll be able to get ideas of how to enhance my leadership in the school. Like now Nelson Mandela, like Obama, and all these can enhance my leadership skills. And I'll be a better leader than what I am.
Our school is still developing, it's growing, it's very young. You know, like we don't even have the library in our school. So you people, what you can do to assist us on that? Because like in our constitution, you are saying it's like it's our right maybe to be educated, no? So we want to know if how you people help us on that.
Okay, so you're right. So in our constitution, we put down, in fact, it's not our constitution, it's the school's constitution. The rules are all set out by the students. Our only role in the constitution was Nicola actually getting the kids, St. Patrick kids and Precious Blood kids, writing a combination of the existing rules that Precious Blood had, because they have a very well-run library, as you can see, and the boys from St. Patrick's, stating what rights they would like, the way their library has been run, what they would like different, what they would like changed, the kind of access they'd like to have, the way they'd want to see the library. What does this actually mean nationally? Because if we're talking about applying it to every school in Kenya, then we look at what rights do all Kenyan students have. So if you go to the Constitution, which is where your rights are spelled out, it's you have a right to education, you have a right to resources, equal share, you have a right to access to information, which today means the internet. But again, we have to be sensible. So if your school doesn't have power, you're not going to have computers. So it's what's the best that your school can do for you? And sometimes that's what it boils down to. But if you're being taught the Kenyan curriculum and syllabus, if your teachers, principal, the government wants to do the right job, then you have to teach the curriculum the way it was intended. Otherwise, you're going to achieve half the goals of your curriculum, isn't it? If something's missing, if you're told study math and you're not given a math book or a math teacher, how have you learned math? You can't. So when your syllabus and curriculum, which, by the way, is a very good syllabus and curriculum, we've read it, it requires that every subject taught is backed by a library and books and resources in the library, so you can really understand the subject from different angles. It recommends research, so you can become critical. You see how you see one subject, there's a discussion on one topic, then they make you read many other books which might have different views, and then you decide for yourself. That's a well-educated person. So that's asked of you in the curriculum. But if you're given the curriculum as in you're just given textbooks and the teacher, and they don't give you that library that backs the curriculum and syllabus the way the people who did the curriculum and syllabus in the first place wanted it, then you're getting half the education that they intended for you. So your results are usually not as good as the student that's given the other side of the curriculum, which is the library. And you also can't become the student and the youth of, let's say, Vision 2030, and the way they expect you to, because the way they're expecting you to be, if they base it on our curriculum and what we're providing you, that curriculum says you have library resources. You have books like these books. You may not have the room like this if there aren't enough resources. You may not have as many books, but For example, we did a school in Kibera. We gave them 1,000 books, which is basically like these 2 bookcases. Okay, that's it. Not all of this. No computers. Their points went up by 50 points. Out of 1,000 schools, they didn't rank. In Langata division, now they're number 6. You see, just those books. Not a nice space, just the books. So it doesn't matter if your school doesn't have the resources to do a big library. Let's even computers, because you said you're developing school, they'll come. Just get those books to complete your syllabus, because those books are going to get you from your school to a good university. The stone classroom is not what's going to get you there. You can have the stone classroom with those books missing, you'll get the same marks. How well do we want our students to do? If we want them to do really well, and we want to build our country, this is what's missing in the curriculum. Don't change the curriculum. Sometimes we hear people saying, oh, the curriculum's not very, it's really good. Like, they've already done that. Don't try and go and make better when there's a component missing. Get that library and then decide.
We are saying we are heading somewhere because if you can, you people, it will be very grateful if you come.
I'm not going to say exactly what we're going to do, but we're going to definitely help you find some solution. But one of our sort of major goals is, if we find you're happy with what we offer and that the model is good, and we find actually across the board's principals are saying this makes sense, the Ministry of Education saying makes sense, is of course we have to make sure that we're also working with the curriculum and the ministry that's developing the curriculum. Then what we would do is really encourage, go to private businesses, you know, which we found in other countries. That's how it works. Government gives you what they can, but it's private sector. Private sector, for example, funds research at major hospitals in foreign countries. So what we'll do is we'll see how we can start getting other people adopting schools and participating. Yeah? So we'll come to your school. You've come here, we'll come to your school. Is that right?